this friend who is a huge Ghibli fan and loves Totoro, and her birthday is coming up really soon, and I'm broke. Does that mean no gifts? Of course not. I just thought I'd DIY my way through this, like I always do. But I just couldn't craft her like a Totoro or something, because I'm just too obsessed with cats, and I don't know, I just had to do something cat themed. So I just thought about it. And then I remembered the cat bus. So I thought I would make her a cute little cat bus shaped box where she can put like jewelry and stuff. This is literally the ultimate gift idea that unites my love for cat and her love for Totoro and puts them together in a cute little cat bus shaped box. Let's get into this. Hi, I'm Anna and I love creating useless stuff. So step 1 is to make a plan, except I didn't make a plan. As usual, I just stepped right into it and I just forgot to be organized. But that's okay, it worked out. Well, basically what I mean by making a plan is just like scrolling through Pinterest, looking for inspiration and then just making your own thing. So the second step, once I got my idea and I knew more or less what I wanted to do, was to pretend that I was a cardboard engineer. I took pieces of hard cardboard as a base so it would be sturdy enough, and at first I didn't want to spend too much time on the box, so I thought I would keep it simple and make the base a long rectangular box. So I started cutting cardboard, and soon I realized that my hands were delicate and fragile and not made for this kind of work. Because I'm telling you, cutting hard cardboard with a cutter that has the cutting ability of a butter knife is so hard. But then the step was finally over. So once I was done with the base of the box, I realized I also had to make a lid. Otherwise, it would not be a proper box. So I cut more cardboard. At first, I thought it was gonna be like a very quick little thing to do, but it ended up taking me 2 weeks straight. So here you can see that I started adding some tinfoil on top of the box to kind of imitate the shape of the cat bus, but I soon realized that it was just not curvy enough. I just realized that if I want to paint the windows of the bus on the top part of the box, I will need to make the top way thicker, because I'm pretty sure I won't have enough space to paint the windows here. So I think I'm gonna add like a piece of cardboard on top of it, so it will be a little rounder. I should have thought about this earlier, because that means I did all of the tape part for nothing. But that's fine. That's fine. I don't understand why all of my projects end up taking so much more time than what I thought they would for some reason. But yeah, it's taking a lot of time. But it's really enjoyable, and I really enjoy like trying to find solutions for the problems I encounter, because you know, when I'm drawing, it's not like there isn't this like crafting aspect to it. I mean, obviously because I'm crafting, but it's so much fun to try to find which material will be the best and to just basically create an object that is touchable, that you can touch, and that is materialized in the real world, when it was all in my mind in the beginning, and at the end it's gonna be an actual object. Like, I think that's just magic. I did not really know how I was going to figure out how to make the paws at first, but then I remembered those little ponds I used to make as a child out of cardboard or paper, and basically you have two pieces of cardboard or paper, and then you cut half in the middle of the first one and then half in the middle but on the bottom of the second one, and then you can just put those two pieces together and the whole thing is just able to stand up on its own. So I decided I was going to use this technique. I encountered various problems, such as the legs not being the exact same size despite the fact that I measured all of the pieces of cardboard I cut. So I had to recut them once they were assembled, which turned out to be pretty hard because yeah, it's hard cutting them once they're already assembled. In order to make the lid curved like the top of the cat bus, I added a strip of longer cardboard, and then I tried to fill the hole as much as I could, as if I was filling the void of my existence with tinfoil. And then I covered it with tape so it would stay in place. And here I am making the cat's tail, and then I'm also finishing the little paws by adding little bits of tinfoil to make them round shaped. And then I covered the paws with some tape. So I finished covering all of the little paws with tape, but I just remembered that to actually cover it up with papier-mâché, I'm gonna need some tissues because I'm gonna use like tissue paper because I think it's smoother. I'm gonna go and buy some at the store, and I will be able to keep doing this little thing when I get home. I just got home and I bought some tissues. I don't know if it's gonna be easier to cover the little feet with tissues when they're not glued yet to the box, or if I first glue them to the box and then cover them up. I don't know, because if I glue them to the box, it might be difficult to put paper on the little corners, but then if I don't glue them to the box, it's gonna be harder to make them dry. I decided that I was going to glue the paws before gluing tissue paper on top of it, because I think it would be easier and it would blend the paws and the main structure much better if I add the layer of paper once all of it is already glued together. I almost forgot to do them, but I realized halfway through the process that I had to make the head and the tail of the cat. So I basically just made these two items with tinfoil that I covered with tape so it would stay in place. Once this whole thing was done, once I had put together the legs, the box, the head, and the tail, I just thought, wow, I'm almost done. Big mistake. Big. Huge mistake. I was not done at all. Little did I know that I was not even halfway done at this point. And that leads us to our next step, our very important, crucial step, aka covering the cat bus so it won't get cold and freeze to death. And by that, I mean basically just putting glue and paper and glue and paper. I mean, I used tissue paper because it's thin and easy to put on and pretty satisfying in my opinion. Covering it up with tissue paper allowed me to smooth it out and make the different parts of this more homogeneous, and basically to put the whole thing together. And also I kind of like the texture it gave the cat. So as you can see, I spent a lot of time adding layers and coats of varnish glue and tissue paper onto the box, and adding again and again and again tissue paper till it was like thick enough to strengthen the box. Here's what it looks like for now. I've covered most of the box and I'm almost done. I just have to add a little little bits of paper here and there. But the legs, I feel like they kind of look like an egg box, and that was not really what I was going for. I'm gonna keep covering the legs because there are still some spots missing. Some of these legs were like flat or had kind of holes in them, which didn't make them really round shaped like I wanted. So I filled these little holes with paper to try to make it rounder, and I think I like the way it turned out. And I'm almost done with this, and I cannot wait to start painting because I feel like this is the step where it's all going to start actually looking like the cat bus. So cannot wait. Once I was satisfied with the amount of tissue paper I glued onto the box, I started sketching some details to help me paint the cat bus. By the way guys, if you watched this video until here, thank you. That means you enjoy it, I guess, so thanks. And also, I was wondering, what's your favorite Ghibli movie? Because mine, it's like The Cat's Return. I know it's not objectively the best one, but it holds such a special place in my heart. Like, I remember I used to watch it over and over and over again as a child. I don't know, I just loved it. I remember dreaming as a child to go to the cat castle. One of my favorite is also like Kiki's Delivery Service, because it's just so iconic. When I was done with this, it was finally time to scribble on the box what I thought would be my favorite step. Turns out it wasn't. I mean, drawing on the box was pretty fun. The worst part, however, was the painting. Like, I kind of tried to make this yellow kind of cream tint. It ended up way too yellow, first of all, and second of all, it was so transparent. I had to put so many coats to cover the pencil marks. It was a never-ending process. I made the mistake of painting the windows before painting the background color, which made it harder for me because I then had to paint the little lines in between the windows, which was a very delicate thing to do, when I could just have painted the yellow background color first and then added the lighter yellow of the windows on top of it, which would have been easier. But apparently I like to make things more complicated for myself. I ended up adding 3 little gifts in the box because it just felt weird to gift this box to my friend with like nothing inside of it, and I really hope she's going to enjoy it. All in all, this was a free gift, so I didn't spend one single penny for this because I had already all of the materials at home, but it was so cool. And I think handmade gifts are so meaningful, and you know, you've poured a part of your soul in them because you've spent time and energy, and they're unique. And I don't know, I always get like so emotional when someone gifts me a handmade gift because like they made them just for me, and that's amazing, and I really hope she's gonna feel this way. But yeah, that was really fun anyways. If I had to point out some things that I would do better if I had to make this box again, I would say that first, I think the box is a little too square. You know, the cat bus is a little rounder and it has more life in it, whereas mine really looks a little stiff. And what I would do to make this better is to add some volume on the sides so it looks less like a cube. Like I did add a little bit of volume in the back as well as in the front, so the head and the tail would not just be glued directly onto the plain faces, but I definitely should have done it for the sides as well. But you know, laziness. I think I would also have made the legs in a different way because it looks a little stiff to my opinion. I also realized when I was almost done that I basically forgot to do the little mice that are basically the headlights of the bus, but I was too lazy to add them, honestly. I just wanted to start working on my next project, so I didn't do them. But I have no but, I just didn't do them. But like, honestly, who remembered the mice? Who among you who realized that I had forgotten them? Please tell me, because it took me a long time before realizing this, despite having the reference pictures in front of me literally for all this time. So please tell me if you noticed. It will honestly make me feel better if you didn't, because if you did, it means that it's just me who's blind. But if you didn't, then perhaps we can deduce that the mice were just not that important. And then, approximately 100 days later, when I was finally done painting the box, I added some varnish, and then the box was finally over. Honestly, I like the result. I think it's pretty cute. So yeah, basically next time I'll craft a box, I'll have this experience to help me improve my skills, and that was really fun to do. I had so much fun. I hope you did too. If you're still here, thank you for watching the video. It was so much fun. You can check out my channel if you want. I'm doing all sorts of little crafty projects, and that's it for today. See you soon!